Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. Today we will be taking a look at the company Johnson& Johnson. Is it worth a buy? Hopefully this video will help you decide. So firstly, who are Johnson& Johnson? J&J are a multinational pharmaceutical corporation with products sold in over 175 different countries. Its operations can be broken down into three main segments: medical devices, pharmaceutical products and consumer products. They recently have just reported their Q2 earnings and boasted of worldwide sales of $20.8 billion for the second quarter, which represents a 10.6% increase from Q2 of 2017. So let's take a deeper look at their sales for each segment for a better analysis of what were the key growth drivers for this large revenue inflow. Firstly, their consumer products can be broken down into smaller divisions with baby care, beauty, over-the-counter and wound care to name but a few. You may be familiar with many of their products as they have some strong market-dominant brands in the sector, including Listerine, Motrin, Tylenol, Neutrogena, and Aveeno. Worldwide consumer sales for Q2 was $3.5 billion. Now we will be moving on to their top income generator, which is the pharmaceutical division. Some of their main expertise include immunology, infectious diseases, neuroscience and oncology. Worldwide sales was $10.4 billion for the quarter, with oncology seeing 39% growth globally. One drug that stands out in the sector is Darzalex, which grew globally 68%. One thing to take note is some of their drugs have faced stiff competition as generics have attempted to take some market share. Last to look at is their medical devices division, which includes surgery, diabetes care and vision, which had strong growth. Sales for their medical devices worldwide was $7 billion. With highlights including their contact lens business growth of 10.5%, with sales in their vision segment totaling $1.2 billion. As we can see from these figures, J&J is capable of generating large amounts of revenue and have done so on a consistent basis. Their share price is currently $137. If we look at the graph, we can see they have had a yearly high of $148 and a yearly low of $118. Their market cap is around $349 billion. They pay an annual dividend of around 2.78% and are considered a dividend aristocrat as they have continued to raise their dividend for 56 years. So still unsure if it's worth a buy? Well, some more points to consider are, they have a debt-to-equity ratio of 0.51 and gross profit for Q2 was $13.9 billion. Gross profit is always a good number to look at as it is required to be signed off by the auditors. Their expected operational sales guidance for the year is an impressive $80 to $81 billion. Looking to the future, here are a few pros and cons to consider. There's accelerating growth momentum in their medical device business. They also have 15 to 20 new product launches planned for 2018. Also, they experienced double-digit growth in their pharmaceutical division. And they developed over 20 brands with more than $1 billion in annual sales. Now for some current issues they face. Firstly, they have the talc lawsuits for the Johnson's baby powder, but, it has to be said, every verdict that has gone into appeals court, J&J have won. But has the damage already been done to the brand? Or, will they be able to brush it off? As you could imagine, this led to consumer sales achieving below expectations. Another thing to keep in mind is that pharma is very capital intensive, due to vast amounts of research required and strict legal regulations. Another issue is patents do not last forever, and once they expire, other companies can produce similar drugs. It's also important to note they do have some big competitors such as Pfizer. I can do a video on them at a later date. Some other points to keep in mind are, J&J have a reputation of getting out of slower growth business in favor of faster growth, having a binding offer for sale of their lifespan business for $2.1 billion. And also a binding offer for sale of their advanced sterilization business for $2.8 billion. They aim to stay ahead of the curve, and it's apparent by their spending on R&D, which was over $10 billion last year. An interesting fact is J&J are ranked 5th in the USA and 8th globally for their R&D investment. They have very strong leadership, and it shows they are putting in the effort to turn their consumer brands round, with their most recent acquisition of Zarbee's Naturals being added to their consumer brands. They are also looking forward to the future, to what could be the very lucrative market of medical marijuana by creating dynamic partnerships with Avicanna. They are continuously adding to their brand and product portfolios with 7 major acquisitions and licensing deals in 2018, and consist of more than 250 subsidiary companies worldwide. So what do you think? Do you own this stock already? If so, what are your opinions on these recent developments, and where do you see the company headed? Healthcare is always going to be needed, and it will only ever be getting more complex and expensive, which benefits the big pharma companies. It's always good to build a diverse portfolio from a broad spectrum of stock sectors, and a few healthcare stocks should definitely be considered. Leave a comment in the description and please subscribe, as I plan on making more of these stock breakdowns. Also, if you have a stock you would like me to review, simply post below.